Hey guys, making a video here about how to survive the zombie apocalypse. I made the last video on how to zombie proof your house with the plywood and such, but this video now is about how to survive it. So this is just all what I thought about in my head and what I think about what I would do, I should say. And one of the first things I thought about was, on top of guns and supplies or bows, is your mental state as soon as it starts to happen. I mean, you're going to have zombies, people running around in chaos, shooting other people for things as simple as canned foods or ammo. So what you want to do is you want to prepare mentally of what's going to happen. You're going to lose loved ones. You're going to lose friends. Who knows if you're even around your loved ones at the time when this happens. So to get into that mental state of survival, it's going to be a little challenging. So what I would say the rule number one would be is to prepare for it mentally. The second thing is, if you don't have guns or ammunition in your house, I would strongly suggest getting a compound bow, crossbow. I'd prefer compound or recurve bow over guns and ammunition for just if you're in the country. If you're in the city, you're going to want to have guns. But so that's one of the first things the second thing I'd go get, would be guns and ammunition. So, like I said, I'll explain some of the things that I think would be necessary. Like I said, compound or recurve bow. It's perfect. It's quiet. You know, even like on The Walking Dead, Daryl uses it. Simple. So, the next gun I'd probably pick would be a 22. Preferably short mag that can shoot short mags. It's a little more quiet, doesn't echo as far. But the type I would prefer a 1022 Ruger tactical. It would be a good gun. I use it for rabbit hunting, and I mean I've put over 10,000 rounds through mine now. I just take care of it and it does what I need for it to do. So I'd get a 1022 Ruger. I don't know if you guys ever heard of a guide gun. It's a short little tiny gun, like a 30-30 Winchester. Short little, maybe 2.5 feet, 3 feet long gun. And that is for, guiding when you go hunting. So I would definitely pick something like that. For a long rifle, I would probably use a 308. Doesn't really matter the brand, as long as it's a bolt action. They're the bolt or lever. They're one of the easiest to use. For shotguns, definitely double barrel or single barrel breakdown. It's just one of the easiest things. I don't mean the new ones, I mean the old ones where you got to actually pull the lever back, and those ones are one of the best. I mean, the simple spring activated compared to ones nowadays. If they break, chances are you're not going to be able to fix it in the zombie apocalypse. So I would use lever activated. That would be pretty much it for guns that I would like to collect. You want your short little gun for running around, things like that. So, next thing I'd go for after guns would be definitely food. And some of the things you should look for and prepare for early would definitely be canned foods. I mean, you can't go wrong with canned foods. Find things like canned tomatoes, corned beef, tuna. I know tuna has, each year they're good for 3 years or 4 years, so sardines, anything like that, stock up on those and find them. Definitely glass bottles of water. I know plastic gets bad over the years. Better than nothing. But another thing for water you could do would be your drain offs from the tip of your roof. You put a little filter into a bucket. Stuff like that helps. In the shade, the sun will cause a lot of bacterial infections to be put in there, and bacteria and shit like that. Yeah. But from all the other things, I mean, you got your guns, your ammunition, medical. Actually, that's something else I would probably definitely get after food. Be medical. I'd go into a pharmacy and find anything for bacteria fighters. Let's say you get an infection. Find amoxicillin, anything cillin, penicillin, doxycycline, things like that help fight infectious and bacteria in your body. So I'd find anything like that. Syringes, definitely. Tylenol, codeine, things like that. They're good for 3-4 years. So find anything like that. You'd want to get a stitching kit. I don't know what they call it, suturing kit. I'd probably get some of those and stock up on a lot of it. Definitely alcohols, a lot of it. Antibacterial soaps, all kinds of things like that. Other than that, for my previous video, I would definitely add in the suburbs. You want to live in the suburbs, right? You wouldn't want to live in a city. So live out in the country and board up your windows with plywood. You know, block off your entrances with cars. Have your bug out bag ready and a spare car if you have to get the hell out of Dodge quick, right? So that's something else I definitely do. And another thing I would do is get something small and quiet, like a little dirt bike, so you can easily get in and out of places, or a little four-wheeler. You know, it's easy to get into town with. So it's better than going on foot, and I mean, it's great on gas. So that's something else I would really take into consideration. Other than that, you would always want to travel in pairs. You don't want to travel alone. I mean, that at least with 2 or 3 people, you do a formation back to back, or the triangle formation with 3 people. So everybody stands back, 2 in a triangle formation, and they just slowly walk so they can keep an eye on things. Same thing as a square formation with 4 people, you know, 5 people, whatever. You can keep all sides watched and good. Other than that, you're going to want an indoor and outdoor garden, depending on where you are. If you're in the city, you'd want an indoor garden and a window. I definitely advise that. You can't go wrong. You can grow herbs and things like that. A lot of herbs will fight infectious things, keep you healthy, give you energy. So that's another good thing. And most herbs only need part sunlight or just shadow light. So that'd mean, you know, the sun shines into the window, and way off in the other corner you could have a couple of herbs and they'll still grow. And the direct sunlight, I'd grow things like beets or beans. Definitely beans are really good in fiber. They fill you up. So other than that, definitely tomatoes. Cucumbers usually have to be outdoors for bees to pollinate them. So yeah, that'd be my main survival foods. That's what I've grew in the past in my old house back in Nova Scotia. So other than that, I mean, you got your garden, you got your shelters, you got your rainwater catching, you got your ammunition, you got your guns. Other than that, it really is just preparing for, you know, buying MREs ahead of time, meals ready to eat there. You can buy them on eBay. They're cheap, like $1.99 per pack. And I mean, they got like 2,000 calories in them, and they fill you all day. So it's really high in carbs and vitamins. So MREs are good to have. Other than that, definitely have your bug out bags, like a small military bag for when you go into town to go get foods and such. I'd definitely take something like that. I'd always have backup knives on me, at least 4 or 5 knives. I'd have a bow on my back. 22 on my back, and then my little guide gun in my hand, or my bow, depending on how bad shit gets, right? So other than all that, I mean, I don't know if zombie apocalypse ever happened. I don't know how the zombies would be. I mean, if they only went on scent, get scent killer from a hunting store, right? Things like that. I just don't know if they're attracted by smell, by sight. Who knows, right? So another thing is people don't think about is really you only need to prepare for the first 2 years. When you really think about it, where we are in Alberta, the summers get up to 42 on the edge of BC, 42 degrees Celsius in the heat. That's not direct sunlight, that's air temperature. And the humidity's so low. And then when it rains, when it's that hot, the humidity's up to 80, 90%. So you got to take in perspective that if zombies ever were around, the crazy heat would speed up decaying. Maggots would be on them, flies would be on them. Then you'd have the wintertime, they would seize up and hardly move, and then the summertime they'd unthaw. That speeds up decaying fast. So give or take 2 years, half the zombies would be dead. So if you prepared for a 4-year battle, had an underground shelter, you would be all set. So definitely take into consideration stuff like that. So it don't matter if they had beating hearts. I mean, their brain's still not functioning. You know, they don't got organs functioning, so there's no nutrition to the body. Things like that you got to take into consideration to know that they won't be around no more than 7, 8, 9, 10 years. So that gives you a surety, and it helps your mental state to think this will end one day. It's not going to go on forever. So other than that, I think that's about it for now. Let me know if you guys want to see another video. Thanks.